Breaking, Harry Maguire has rejected proposals from Italy. He wants to stay at Man United for sure, says Daily Mail. Good evening, everyone. It's me here bringing you the latest news from Old Trafford. And this is one I'm sure many of you have been waiting for. You know what they say, third time lucky, and it looks like that could be the case in this instance. Harry Maguire has reportedly turned down to offers from Serie A giants to bring an end to his Old Trafford nightmare. Now, as ever, let's get into the details and see what's going on here. As reported by the Daily Mail Online, Harry Maguire has rejected proposals from Italian clubs to bring an end to his Old Trafford nightmare. The England international is currently on international duty with the Three Lions, and he was jeered by some fans when coming on as a substitute against Malta on Friday evening. Now, it's understood that he had offers from two unnamed Italian clubs, but he has decided that he wants to fight for his place at Manchester United. The report also tells us that those offers were only for a loan move, which would mean that Manchester United would still be paying a portion of his astronomical wages. It's also likely that there was no obligation to buy either, which means he would return to Old Trafford next summer if he didn't make the move permanent. Sounds like the same deal that Donny van de Beek tried to negotiate last year before making the switch to Real Sociedad permanent. This will be music to the ears of many Manchester United fans who have made it clear that they want the former Leicester City man out of the club. Now, we've got to take a moment here and look at the bigger picture. On the face of it, it seems that Harry Maguire is willing to sit on the bench week in, week out, knowing that he has suitors circling and not being selected by his manager, Erik ten Hag. He must have known that these offers would come in, yet he's decided to stay put. What is the point of sitting on the bench at Old Trafford when you can be playing week in, week out in the knowledge that you're going to help your team challenge for European football? Does this mean that he feels that Ten Hag will eventually come around to using him in the way that he wishes to use him? If so, that's going to be a very long wait. If he had a good relationship with Ten Hag or indeed the club, he wouldn't be actively looking to leave the club via the media. It does seem though that Maguire's relationship with Ten Hag has broken down beyond repair, and a January exit now seems inevitable. The longer this saga drags on, the more difficult it becomes to imagine a scenario where Maguire stays at the club. There are just too many players ahead of him in the pecking order and too many other viable options that Ten Hag could deploy. It is odd to think that Maguire was named captain within a few months of joining the club back in 2019, but since then, he has lost the dressing room and has become a symbol of everything that fans have hated about the club over the past decade. He's the poster boy for everything that's gone wrong at Old Trafford, epitomizing the lack of quality and leadership during a dismal period for the club. But it wasn't always this way. His performances in the early stages showed us that he could be a real coup for the club. In fact, after winning the Europa League during his time with Leicester City, he became the most expensive defender in the world. While some argued that this was unnecessary, others felt that this would be money well spent. He started off well at the club, appearing in every single game during the 2019-20 season, scoring 3 goals and helping the club reach an FA Cup semi-final. However, after the restart, he suffered a serious knee injury which kept him out for several months. And upon his return, he struggled to regain his place in the team. At the start of the following season, he was named captain, but he failed to live up to the expectations and the armband was removed from his grasp earlier on in the season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer attempted to rejuvenate his career by moving him to centre-back, partnering him with Victor Lindelof. Maguire did appear to improve in this role and his distribution from the back helped build attacks. Unfortunately, he never really convinced many that he should be playing in this position, especially when compared to the likes of Eric Bailly, who appeared more comfortable in possession. Now, to be fair to Maguire, he has played in a back for both Leicester and England, and he has looked solid in these positions. However, I don't think he has the pace to play in a back for Manchester United. He's a big lad, but he's not particularly mobile. He doesn't possess the acceleration or top speed to cope in such a high defensive line, leaving him vulnerable to being dribbled past. He lacks the technical ability and composure on the ball to play in a back three. That's not to mention his lack of aerial presence, something which is so important to any defender playing in front of David de Gea. Despite all of this, Ten Hag continued to overlook him, preferring to play the untested pairing of Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez, even though they've lacked consistency at times. There's nothing wrong with Maguire as a player. He's a decent Premier League defender. I believe he could still do a job for Manchester United. However, he's simply not good enough for this current squad. As mentioned, he appears to have fallen out of favor with Ten Hag, and with the World Cup on the horizon, he needs to be playing regular first-team football. Sitting on the bench at Old Trafford won't help him retain his place in the England squad. He needs to be playing and leading a defense. The Red Devils may have paid £80 million for him, but they were going to have to take a significant loss if they to sell him in this current window. But one thing's for sure, he won't be staying at the club. He's made it clear that he wants to stay, but there are too many factors which suggest that he simply can't remain a Manchester United player. The club need to generate funds to sign new players, and Maguire's astronomical wages need to be freed up. They simply cannot be paying him £300,000 a week to sit on the bench. So while this may be music to the ears of many Manchester United fans, the club aren't likely to be swayed by this. If anything, they lines be looking for a quick sale, with the club having already agreed a fee with West Ham United. I believe he will be a hammer by the time the transfer window closes. So what do you think? Is Maguire staying at the club next season wishful thinking? Will he find form and become a mainstay under Ten Hag? Or will he seal an exit away from Old Trafford? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And if you like the video, please ensure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on to ensure you don't miss another update. Thanks for watching.